Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Have At It. This is episode 85. My name is Ben Cornett. How is everybody doing tonight? It is Friday, February 28th, 2025. This is the last day of February. We're headed into March, which is great. I love it because, as we know, the weather starts to warm up a little bit, well, at least here in Vegas. We got March Madness coming up, favorite sports time of year. Baseball's around the corner. Spring training's going on as we speak. We also got the NBA starting to get it down toward the end of the regular season to the playoffs as well. Same with hockey. And also WrestleMania coming up in the next couple months, month and a half, which we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the WWE Elimination Chamber, which is the last PLE before WrestleMania. So, with that being said, let's kick it off with some NFL talk. Gotta say, there's a lot of stuff going on this week in the NFL. Probably the biggest news is that Matt Stafford, there's been talk about him possibly being traded, because he wants to get, a deal where he would reportedly wants to make around the $40 to $50 million mark. He feels like he deserves that. It's hard to blame him. I mean, you look at what the Rams did last year and how well Matt Stafford played. He stayed healthy most of the season, or pretty much all season long. So, and the Rams were, they were about 20 yards away from possibly beating the Philadelphia Eagles in the divisional round this past playoffs. So, it's hard to blame Stafford if he wants to get paid. I mean, yes, he's 37, but at the same time, you look at his body of work and the way he played this year. He had a great offensive line that protected him, especially down the stretch in the last second half of the season into the playoffs. He's got the weapons as well. Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, Tyler Higbee. I mean, Cooper Kupp, but they're gonna try and trade Cooper Kupp. So, but still, he's still got a pretty good team in front of him, especially that defense with Jared Verse. They're a great team. They're a very good team, and again, they're going to be contenders next year. Assuming everybody stays healthy, and depending on what they do in the draft and free agency, I mean, they should be, good if not better than they were in 2024. So Stafford will end up staying with the Rams this coming year. They're going to do like a rework. I feel like that's a good move. The Rams, the guy won you a Super Bowl. When he's been healthy, he's played well for you guys. I don't see the reason why you would move on from him right now. This is a team that's, in my opinion, has championship aspirations. And, why would you want to give that up right now? And I get it because, the finances. But again, the Rams were able to kind of rework the contract. Not sure the details, but that's what I heard. And, we'll see where it goes. Now, the question is going to be, teams like the Giants, the Raiders, they were linked to Stafford as well. The stuff with Tom Brady. Supposedly they had a meeting together. But that leaves the Raiders and Giants, looking for their quarterback, which who knows whether it's going to come in from the draft or in free agency. And, I think for the Raiders, if you look at it on their end, and since I live here in Vegas, I get a lot of details and stuff. To me, it sounds like they want to get some experience at the quarterback position. They don't want to necessarily have to start a rookie, especially with Pete Carroll there now, the head coach. He's he's in his 70s. A young 70. You wouldn't even look it. But again, it's not like Pete Carroll's going to be there for 10 years. So for the Raiders, they feel like the time is now that they gotta start getting it going, especially in that division. Think about it. You got the Chiefs with Mahomes, you got Chargers with Justin Herbert, you got the Broncos with Bo Nix, who had a great rookie year. Um, if it wasn't for Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix would probably be rookie of the year. I mean, he played that well for the Broncos, and so what I'm trying to say is they got their quarterbacks in that division. The Raiders don't. So, they're definitely going to want to get a quarterback that I think has experience, is proven. They may go after Russell Wilson. It could be a reunion with Pete Carroll. Justin Fields is another option out there. It kind of depends what the Steelers are going to do. Are they going to bring back one of those guys? They've been linked to Aaron Rodgers as well. So, perhaps Aaron Rodgers comes to the Raiders. But I don't know if that'll happen because remember, Devontae Adams was with the Raiders. And, if Aaron Rodgers, wherever he goes, Devontae Adams not going to be very far behind him. So, would Devontae go back to the Raiders? I doubt it. So I just don't see that there. My personal opinion is I think Russell Wilson ends up signing with the Raiders. I mean, it just makes a lot of sense. Think about it. A reunion with Pete Carroll. I know it didn't go very well, toward the end of that run in Seattle, but at the same time, it's familiarity. And the Raiders are in a division right now where they're gonna have to play well if they want to compete. So, are you gonna go after rookie if like a Shador Sanders is there? Or I know Cam Ward's not gonna be there by the time the Raiders pick 6. So there's a lot of interesting questions for the Raiders. As far as the Giants go, I mean, I think they were really hoping a guy like Matt Stafford would be available. They believe got the number 2 pick, I believe. The thing is that do they want to draft, Cam Ward, or do they want to, go after a veteran, possibly Aaron Rodgers? He'd be playing in the same stadium as he did last year, but who knows? I mean, again, when you get a guy like Aaron Rodgers, you got a lot of baggage. You're not just getting Aaron Rodgers. You're going to be getting, all the stuff that goes with him outside of football. You're going to get the Pat McAfee show. You're going to get tons of other stuff. When Aaron Rodgers is going to participate in OTAs, so yes, he's a great quarterback, but is he worth the headache? So we'll see how that goes. Again, the Giants and Raiders both need quarterbacks, and they were hoping that something could be worked out with Matt Stafford, but the Rams said, you know what, we're going to rework his deal, and we're going to keep him here at least till for the 2025 season, and then after that, who knows? But so yeah, it's pretty much the NFL news. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so the other news this week is John Gruden has been reinstated in the Bucks Ring of Honor, and I bring this up because I'm a Bucks fan, and I know a lot of people on Facebook that I know are Bucks fans as well. And for me, when I get it, I get why they did it. They took him off to begin with. The emails with the racial slurs and all that other bad stuff. At the time where he was with Bruce Allen was with the Commanders. So those emails got leaked, I should say, not linked, leaked. And, the Bucks decided, well, we can't have that. And I understand, it's the public perception, the Glazers being Jewish, they took his name off the Ring of Honor. And again, totally understandable. And I wasn't against it at the time. Now, question is, do I think he needs to be back on the Ring of Honor? I'm fine with it personally. I mean, listen, he did his time. You know, I know some people don't like that, and I get it. And that's fine. You could feel that way. You know, you have every right to feel that way. You know, with me, it's a name on the stadium wall. You know, I'm not gonna dislike my team or no longer root for the Buccaneers just because they put somebody's name back up that they have that they feel very adamant about. Um, you know, at the end of the day, fair or not, like it or not, you know, Gruden was a big part of the Bucks organization. He was a big part of the team winning their first Super Bowl. So, um, you know, in my opinion, he deserves to be up there. You know, again, at the time when those emails came out, um, you know, with the stuff he said, yes, I was okay with them taking his name off there. You know, you gotta. It's not a good look from perception standpoint. It's a bad look. But for you know, but down the line, you know, I think he deserves to be back on there. I think he's paid his dues. He's done his time, and you know, I'm fine with it. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it at night. I know some people probably will, but that's their opinion, and that's how they feel. That's how they feel, and I feel how I feel. So, um, I'm fine with it. Get his name back up there because I know when they took it off, they replaced it with Bruce Arians, which you know that's fine too. I mean, Bruce was a big part of our team. You know, the other coach that won the Super Bowl, our second Super Bowl, did a lot of great things, and you know, I do think it was a little too soon to put him up there, but um, still, you know, he was a very big part of the organization, so I have no problem with that. Um, that's how I feel about it. So, you guys feel differently? You feel one way or another? Let me know in the comments. Like I said, it's a name, um, and I won't lose any sleep over it at night. So, anyway, what I got going on right now, I guess we'll talk about it real quick here. SmackDown is on right now with the Elimination Chamber coming up tomorrow night. Um, it's a big night. It's a big night tomorrow night. It's the last big PLE until WrestleMania. So as you can see in the background right now, I kind of put my camera over here. I don't want to get in trouble with uh, YouTube and Facebook if I'm showing it. I don't because you know, because I got it going on in the background. I don't think they'd like that. But yeah, tomorrow night is Elimination Chamber WWE, and we got matchups to talk about. The men's Elimination Chamber, which they're doing the whole promos right now. Everybody getting their final say on how they're going to win this thing. You know, with the men's, you got side of it, you got Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul. What else are the other two in there? Yeah, as of right now, they're doing the promo right now. Hold on a second. Let me get the Elimination Chamber card lineup here. So, yeah. Start out with the men. So you got, again, like I said before, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Logan Paul, John Cena, and Damian Priest. And it should be a very good match. The winner of this match will face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 for the WWE Universal title. If I'm going to make a prediction right now, I know a lot of people are saying that it could be John Cena, and I've thought about that as well because, again, it's John Cena's farewell tour. 2025 is it. After that, he's finished. He's retiring. So, I can see why some people would pick him to win that. You can also see why some people would pick CM Punk. Again, it's been talked about that he's going to be in the title picture, and so I don't know. This is going to sound crazy, but WWE can be, especially with the Triple H regime, can be a little unpredictable at the time, and at times it can be unpredictable. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. This may sound crazy, but I think Drew McIntyre is going to win this match. He's going to win the Elimination Chamber match. I know it sounds crazy. You would think, oh, what? Why him? You got CM Punk, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Priest, Logan Paul, but there is a reason why they moved Drew to SmackDown. He's moved over there. I still in the belief that CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns are going to have a triple threat match. So, and Logan Paul, I don't see him winning it. So that leaves Damian Priest. There's talk about Drew against Damian Priest at WrestleMania, which is kind of a lackluster match. I think Drew deserves more than that. So I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre to win the Elimination Chamber match for the men's. It's a dark horse pick, but that's how I feel about it. I think he's gonna win it. So that's my pick, Drew McIntyre. Now on the women's side of the Elimination Chamber, we got Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Bayley, and Naomi. This one's a very interesting match as well. The winner that women's title match or Elimination Chamber will face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. It's either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky because they'll have the title match the next night on Raw, the night after Elimination Chamber. For me, in this match, this is tough, because you got Liv Morgan and Rodriguez. They won the women's tag titles on Raw the other night. So I don't see Liv winning it. Roxanne Perez just got to Raw, so I don't see her doing it. But I think she's gonna have a good showing in the match. Bayley, kind of been there, done that. I don't think they're gonna put her back in the title scene. So that leaves Bianca, Naomi, and then Alexa Bliss. I don't see Alexa Bliss doing it only because she just got back, and also, there's rumors going around that she might be doing something with the Wyatt Six, who are on SmackDown. They went to SmackDown in the draft, so that leaves Bianca and Naomi, and I'm gonna go Bianca in this one. I think she's gonna win the Chamber match for the women, and then she'll go on to face Rhea or Io for the women's world title at WrestleMania. So my pick for the women's elimination chamber will be Bianca Belair. But it should be a very good match. Both elimination chamber matches are going to be good. So I can't wait to see it. We also got a women's tag match between Nia Jax, Candice LeRae. They're going to go up against Tiffany Stratton and Toronto's own Trish Stratus. So this match, obviously we all know Tiffany Stratton's going to defend her title against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. So I could see something tomorrow night where perhaps Charlotte interferes in the match and costs Tiffany and Trish the match. And that'll just ignite the feud a little more. So I got Nia and Candice LeRae actually winning this match. Kind of an upset pick. So because I know most people will probably say it'll be, Trish and Tiffy. They won and they're in Toronto, Trish's hometown. But again, with Triple H's booking, sometimes it can be unpredictable. So I'm going to stick with that theme of unpredictability. I'm going to say Nia and Candice LeRae are going to win that match. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. The other matches we got, let's check them out here. We got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match, meaning no DQ, no count out. The only thing the ref's there for is to count the 1, 2, 3, or somebody says I quit. This is going to be a very interesting match. I gotta say this. It's going to be fun. I think a lot of people thought this would be a WrestleMania match, myself included. But instead, it will be a match here at the Elimination Chamber, which makes me think that we're going to have a return tomorrow night. And I think that return will be Randy Orton. Now, remember, the last time we saw Randy Orton was a few months ago when Kevin Owens put a pile driver on Randy Orton, and in storyline, his neck is broken. So, that being said, I think this is the return. This is the return, and we're going to see Randy Orton return tomorrow night. And he's going to cost Kevin Owens the match, and then that'll set up for WrestleMania between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen tomorrow night. We're going to have that match between Orton and Owens at WrestleMania set up for it. So that should be a lot of fun. So overall, this is the card. This is the Elimination Chamber card. Should be a very good show again. I can't wait for it. A lot of people. There's one friend of mine at work. This is one of his favorite PLEs. So shout out to Devin if he's watching. He says it's one of his favorite PLEs of the year, and I agree. I mean, I would put it in the top 4 or 5. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Elimination Chamber, and I would put in Money in the Bank as well. So yeah, this is going to be a very fun episode of Elimination Chamber. And right now on SmackDown, they're doing some qualifying matches for the United States title. There's 3 matches going on, and then whoever wins the winner of those 3 matches will have a triple threat match to decide the number 1 contender later on tonight. So yeah. Well, anyway, that's pretty much all I got for this episode. Not too much else is going on. Oh yeah, I just want to say real quick that we had an unfortunate passing in the entertainment world this week. Gene Hackman, probably one of the greatest actors in cinema history, passed away this week. Just sad, I'm not going to get into the details, and we've heard a lot of things going on about how he passed away, what's going on, what's being investigated right now. But I just want to say, as an actor, he is one of the best ones, man. He's in the famous movie The French Connection, Crimson Tide, Royal Tenenbaums. That's a great movie. Also, probably his most well-known movie, Hoosiers. One of my favorite sports movies. So Yeah, so rest in peace, Gene Hackman. Again, very sad, very unfortunate. Also, we lost another actress, Michelle Trachtenberg. Um, Way too young. She's like 39. If you've ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer show, or Allison Hannigan were in that movie, that's Allison Hannigan from How I Met Your Mother and the American Pie movies. But yeah, Michelle Trachtenberg, just only 39. It's just real sad. Um, just they found her, dead in her New York apartment, which it's unreal. So rest in peace to them. It's going to be hard to watch Eurotrip um, because she was in it. She's very good in that movie. So yeah, just sad week for losing too many good people. So we got a comment in this section here. Let me read this real quick. Yeah, I already said that. Tampa Bay Rays fan, French Connection. The movie was in '71. Great movie. I've been trying to find that one. I was hoping they were playing it on one of the streaming services like Netflix, Paramount Plus, Max, Hulu, but couldn't find it anywhere. So, but definitely a classic. And again, Michelle Trachtenberg, again, she passed away, 39. Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Eurotrip. That's how I remember her. So, yeah. We got Mr. Sean Spencer in the house. What's up, Sean? How you doing tonight? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. Appreciate that. We're just, excuse me, discussing some NFL news and some wrestling. As you know, again, for those who just joined us, the Elimination Chambers tomorrow night, WWE, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Peacock, and internationally on Netflix. So that'll be fun. Sean says, I love me some Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, me too. That was a classic show. Now, the original was the movie with Christy Swanson, Luke Perry. Great movie there. Sean says, or Tampa Bay Rays fan, 2008 says, what's your take on the Dodgers' $100 million renovation of the stadium? It's coming along good, and I gotta say, they're gonna need it. They're gonna be raising those prices because they got to save all that money for the guys they deferred that money to. Um, in other words, I call our team we call them the Bobby Bonilla contracts because we're deferring all that money, and if Shohei Ohtani, um, everybody else that's getting deferred money should thank one Bobby Bonilla for that because he paved the way for that. So and Bonilla, he's still getting paid, I believe, till 2035. So he still has another, let's see, 13 more years, 13 more seasons of $1 million. So he's going to still make 13 million more dollars. What a lucky guy. What a lucky guy. Tampa Bay Rays fan says also, ESPN and Major League Baseball will break ties after 30 plus years. Yeah, I'm okay with that. ESPN really has not cared too much about MLB. They put in their all their eggs into the NBA, and I know a couple of years ago they got the NHL deal. I get that, but even with the NHL, they're not really they don't promote it as much as the NBA. So ESPN is focused on the NBA and NHL to an extent, and the NFL, obviously. So the NFL and NBA are their priorities, and hockey being put back on ESPN, that kind of leaves baseball out of it. So, question will be, where does baseball go from here? Nowadays you got streaming service, you got Apple TV. They've been showing games every Friday. Somebody will get it. I mean, I don't know if Amazon will do it because they already got the NFL and then the NBA starting next year. Peacock, not sure, only because they tried that and they did the Sunday baseball game of the week and didn't really do that well for them. Paramount Plus could step in, Turner could step in, Max. So who knows where that's going to go? This depends on what streaming service will pick it up. Right now, Fox still has the deal with them for a little while, so yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, ESPN again, their coverage hasn't been great these last few years. I mean, I would say really since the late 2010s, ESPN hasn't. It's like Major League Baseball is kind of on the bottom of their priorities, and they treat it that way. So, and part of it's baseball too. I will say the last few years they've done very well with obviously the pitch count, speed up the game a little bit. They've done a great job of that. So, they're trying to make moves, trying to make the game more enjoyable for the fans, at home watching on TV or at the ballpark. So, we'll see which streaming service picks it up. But Tampa Bay Rays fan says ABC, NBC, CBS for MLB. As far as CBS goes, that could make sense. I mean, you got the Paramount Plus network, Paramount Plus streaming service. They could be interested in it. I know CBS had it in the late 80s, early 90s. NBC, again, I don't know, only because, with Peacock, they're going to get the NBA as well. So that kind of leaves maybe ABC. But again, ABC, ESPN thing, I don't know. So I think CBS would make a lot of sense. Maybe Max. Again, a lot of things are going to go to streaming. So, who knows? Even NBA, Amazon's going to get it. They're going to stream games. So we could see something like that. And that's just the way it's going to go, nowadays with how we watch TV. It's just we stream. So that's how it goes. ESPN has been busy covering the NBA and NFL, and their personalities on ESPN know nothing about baseball. And that's true. I mean, the only people you got on there is Carl Ravitch, John Shambi. You got Jeff Passan, who's the MLB. He's I would say, the Ian Rappaport of MLB. Except Jeff is phenomenal. I mean, I love Jeff Passan. He's that dude. I love the guy. He just always has the information, the accurate information. He's fun to listen to too. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. Again, like Tampa Bay Rays fan said, NBA and NFL is their priority, and NHL to an extent, but we'll see. MLS has Apple TV, yeah. That's great. The MLS is starting to get better. Especially when they brought in Lionel Messi. Yeah, you're bringing in a guy that's in his late 30s, but he's still one of the biggest names in the history of soccer. They did that. They tried that with David Beckham. It was okay, but Messi's a much better soccer player in my opinion, and he's one of the all-time greats. So, I'm glad he's on the American stage, and hopefully that brings in more viewers. It's done pretty good for Apple TV. So, I've seen some MLS games, so they've been fun. Now, and yeah, MLS has started last week. Yep, but as you know, I'm an American. I still prefer the Premier League, obviously. Right now, it's been a very tough time for my Manchester United Red Devils, who did win the other day against Leicester City, or not Leicester City, Ipswich Town, 3-2. And Manchester United, I won't go into a big tirade, but they're not very good. Um, in fact, they eliminated a lot of stuff going on in the club right now. Just a lot of inside stuff. Like employees no longer getting free lunches, just cutting all these like financial losses. Because to me, Manchester United was paying all these players who haven't turned out to be worth the investment that United has put the money into, the resources in. And again, all the different coaches coming in, Van Gaal, which Jose and Ten Hag, and now Ruben Amorim, who you know these coaches are like cooks, and Manchester United wants them to make like I don't know, like a chicken cordon bleu. They'll give you the chicken, but instead of like the ham and the cheese, they give you uh, barbecue sauce and cheddar. And they still want you to make the cordon bleu. Well, come on. I mean, you know, the coaches are going to have to adjust to the player style of what they have. And, Ruben Amorim has a certain way he plays, how he has his teams play. And we don't have those kind of players. So, yeah, we got, Bruno Fernandez, Alejandro Garnacho, they're strikers, but defensively we're not very good. Our midfield's not good. And, Onana's hit or miss. Some days he'll have great games in the post, some days he'll give up goals, so there's no consistency there. But anyway, that's my Manchester United rant. We're currently, I think, 14th or 15th in the table. Yeah, we're not in that relegation level, but we're not in the top 10 either. So it's one of those things where you hate to be in the middle, because it feels worse than because at least if you're in the bottom, you have a chance to try and fight out a relegation and stay out of that zone. But yeah, Manchester United's got to get their shit together. Sucks, man. I miss those days with Sir Alex, and he goes to all the games still, and he's so gracious. And you just got to wonder what Sir Alex is thinking when he's watching these games. I mean, he would do a better job at it than I would if I were in his shoes. Like, it'd drive me nuts just to see how inconsistent this club is. But kudos to Alex for being loyal. He loves Manchester United, and we just want to bring him something to enjoy again. Instead of this garbage when we're barely beating teams like Ipswich Town and Leicester City, who are in the relegation area. So I want to go back to the days when we're in the top four, where we're going to make Europe. We're going to play in the UEFAs and stuff like that. But instead, we're in the FA right now, and we lose that, then we're out. We're not going to even play in European competition next year. So I don't know. Messi and Beckham are two different players. Beckham is more Magic Johnson type players, assist specialist. Yeah, but Beckham was also, when he was with United and in Madrid, he would also be a striker as well. So he scored goals. But yeah, when he got to the Galaxy, he was a more of an assist guy. Messi can still make goals. But I agree, they're two different players. And then let's see, what do we got here? Watch the documentary Once in a Lifetime, the story of the New York Cosmos and the North American Soccer League, how Americans soccer got started and folded. I think I saw that a while back. Yeah. I just again, I really hope. And soccer is making some strides out here in the States, but again, it's I prefer watching Premier League. That's what I love. That's what I grew up on. I grew up on Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, teams like that, in the Premier League. So, that's what I grew up on, and hopefully American soccer can, get it going to one day where they can be as big as one of the four major professional sports uh, associations. So yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and take off. Kind of slowly losing my voice. I've been talking a lot even before I went on the show today, so that's why if I sound a little groggy, that's why, and also the allergies are starting to kick in. So with that being said, I'm gonna take off here. I'll try and do a show next week early on. I know we got NFL Combine going on right now. I don't really watch the Combine. I still think the best evaluation for football players are game tape. And I know some people love the Combine because it's get to watch how much they can lift or how fast they can run. I get all that, but again, game tape is the best player evaluation tool. But free agency is coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm looking forward to that. Sean Spencer, are you doing anything before the chamber tomorrow? I'm probably going to be a little busy. Hopefully, I can try and do something. I'll let you know, Sean. So I'll DM you, see what's going on. If I'm not too busy, I'll let you know. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So I'm gonna, plus my allergies getting to me. It's that time of season. So as much as I like the weather change, also I got allergies, so it'll make me stuffy and kind of tickle my voice there a bit. So anyway, I'm gonna take off. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Tampa Bay Rays fan, John Spencer, everybody who watched, appreciate it. Take care, and I will see you next time right here on Have At It. Have a good weekend, everybody, and I'll see you later on.